Oh, look, we're in a different place.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to Vittorio's castle, which is where we are.
I'm so angry about how nice this house is.
Well, I'm just angry about your life at the minute. I was just thinking about it there because I was taking a little shit in your toilet. Didn't flush. Fuck 'em. I was in there and I was just thinking, because you think about all the, even like Michael McIntyre and all these guys who's like,
You're thinking of the greats.
Went on to great success. Well, the great, as I call Michael McIntyre.
The goat.
The goat. Yeah, the old goat. He'd eat your shoes. But, so I was in there and I was thinking, because even he'll waffle on about just being like, I was in Edinburgh for 7 years and nobody came and, fox ate my foot and whatever else. People have their little sad stories.
Yes.
And they're like, and I had to climb up the steps all by myself. I didn't have anyone to carry me. And it was like, the whole thing. And then I thought to myself, this little bollocks Angelone, he hasn't had you're going to have gone through everything without having to have to, like, don't get me wrong, you've worked very hard to get to where you are, but like so little obstacle.
I just spread my work over the course of a year. I spread the struggle out over the course of the year.
Oh, just shut up. I organise my workload in an efficient manner so that I can maximise my productivity and the optimisation of my career. And that comes to fruition then in August at the end of the year. My year's work comes to fruition. That's why I sell out and live in the castle. And, just eat foie gras on a throne and then go in and do my sold out show and then come home and lick my cousin's ear. You're having an affair with your cousin. That's the accusation. You and your cousin are having an affair. I saw the way you looked at each other when I came in.
But it's not like I'm. There's some comedians who pretend that they're struggling and their life's hard and that they're the working class and they grew up with fuck all. And like you. I don't fucking pretend that.
Huh?
In what way do I pretend that I had struggled?
Just with your fucking accent and everything. And you're like, I'm from the troubles and Celtic jerseys and all this. Shut up. You played rugby with Protestants. You're full of shit. You're full of fucking shit. And I've had enough
I was having a discussion with William Thompson the other day, a very funny comedian, who's being absolutely fucked by the city of Edinburgh.
Why?
Because he's got cerebral palsy and he's normally like you wouldn't really know that much, but the stairs fuck everybody, the hills fuck everybody, but he is fucked. It's so brutal.
He's absolutely goosed, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm just like, God, that is very, very rough.
But he has cerebral palsy light though, doesn't he? Like, he's not like fucking.
No, but it dials up when he's like tired or he's been walking a lot.
Have you seen him like proper like fucking just gypped out of it?
I don't know if that's the word.
I don't know why. It doesn't make sense what I said. Do you know what? Another word came into my head and I just didn't want to say it because I was like, I'm not allowed. I'm telling myself I'm not saying any of these words anymore.
Does it begin with S?
Huh?
Does it begin with S?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't want to say it because he's a nice guy and
he's walking about smacks to the max.
And I also had a word with M that came up in my head.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, whatever. You can't do me on that, even if you guessed it. So fuck off.
If you guessed it, that came into your head, and therefore,
and
you're the bad
you're
person.
You're the evil cunt. So go fucking kill yourself now.
But he was talking, and I was saying he has a very funny joke about because he has cerebral palsy. He had to get elocution lessons and speech therapy. So he doesn't necessarily.
How did he sound before he had speech therapy?
Well,
Can you do an impression?
I don't want to do his joke.
Okay.
But it is basically that where he's from, the problem is all his mates from back on his council estate say that he talks posh now. And he says that's because everybody from my council estate talks like they have cerebral palsy. He goes home and they're just like, you're doing comedy and all, man. But that's go see William Thompson. He's fucking great, and that's a great joke.
That's a great joke, yeah.
But he was saying, because I was saying, I was like, you still have an East Belfast working class accent, and I was saying that sometimes people tell me I have an autistic accent that's a bit American and was strange.
I've heard that people have said that to me about you. They said he sounds fucking stupid and autistic and fat and I'm like, lads.
I'm getting not fat.
Huh?
I'm getting not fat.
Yeah.
I've been working hard to not be fat.
To be fair, you were never fat. I just love calling you fat. Like,
And it comes into my head every time I'm at the gym.
My voice?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Really, that is sick. I would love if I was like, do you know like the way they say that, like when you're parented, you always have your parents' voice in your head. Like my father being like, you're useless. You know, if my voice was in your head, just being like, you fat.
I think about that every time I'm at the gym.
Bastard, huh?
When you like poking me in the stomach on the podcast and all.
I know.
I really took that to heart.
And it was so mean when I do it, and I don't regret it at all. Do you know what I mean? I don't have any regrets. But to be fair, I do think this is one of the great things about you and about your autism. And this is why you don't know when you're hurting anyone else's feelings, because you're not. And I think you're not overly sensitive yourself. Like, as in, like, I think you can slag you off.
If you catch me, there's the odd thing you can catch me on that'll really, like, really upset me. Yeah,
really?
Under I don't know what it is.
What would hurt you? Have I ever hurt your feelings?
Well, I remember, did I ever tell you the story of the first ever time I did Stamp Town? You know Stamp Town? It's like
it's a kind of post office based podcast. No? Did the post office start a podcast called Stamp Town?
If Nick Mullen and Adam Friedland did a podcast in a post office, it would be called Stamp Town. No, it was it's like a compilation show, and they do all like mad cabaret and comedy and clown stuff as well, run by Zach Zucker, and it's very, very fun. And Zach Zucker and Dylan and Johnny Woolley. Yeah. And it's great fun, and it's all mad different stuff. And I did it at Soho Theatre in London, and I remember...
This is your clown workshop that you went to?
No, this isn't the clown workshop.
We're going to go into that,
workshop. Have we not spoken about that?
No, we haven't even spoken about you becoming a clown.
I'm not becoming a clown.
You are becoming a clown. You're training to be a clown.
I'm not. I went to one workshop.
You're training to be you're training to be a pedo. A creepy pedo clown. It's your calling.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Just making animal balloons and...
I did see a headline that was like, a paedophile magician sent us to this amount of time in prison. And I was like, hey, you can just say magician.
100%.
We'll all assume.
I bet Jesus was the first pedo magician.
Do you think so?
Absolutely.
Telling kids to put their fingers in his holes?
100%, lad. Fucking weird. And then if you think about it, if you
Bring me your children and all that stuff?
100%. And then if you, like, everything is like, oh, bless you, my child. And obviously he was doing his little tricks as well.
Yeah.
And then he's turning like water to wine. Like, why do you want everyone to be drunk? So you can fucking steal away with the children.
Yeah. Well, Bill Cosby just took it one step further. He turned wine into drugs.
He did. He turned wine into drugs. No one gives him the credit for the miracle. Do you know what I mean? Because
if Bill Cosby was born in the year, I don't know, 0, he would be a hero.
Oh, he would have been. We'd all be fucking wearing little, instead of crosses, we'd all be wearing little sweaters, little sweaters. You know those little sweaters he used to always wear?
The Cosby sweatshirt.
The Cosby sweatshirt, yeah. We'd be having a little chain and a little sweatshirt around us. We'd be praying to fucking Bill.
Save the best roofie till last.
Yeah. He's gone to jail for our sins. You know what I mean?
No, yes. But he didn't. He's out.
Is he out now?
He's out and about. He keeps trying to tour.
Is he trying to... You'd have to respect that. Just that level of delusion that he's like... You know,
just people will still come.
Just gets out of town. He's just like, the show must go on. And everyone's like, it really... For Bill, it really can't.
It mustn't go on.
And I tell you why, Bill. The 60 rapes, you won't believe this, but it's gone against you. It's people have... It's not...
But I turned the wine into the drugs and then the wine.
Yeah, 100%. But Christ, Jeezy Creasy, he... Like, even all his, like, little...
He's just spiking water all over the place.
He was spiking water all over the place. He, you know, and then you think, like, you know, like, the stories don't have... Like he was crucified, like, literally, his hands, like, nailed to a cross. And you think, is that really because he was just claiming to be, I'm the son of God? You're like, oh, we'll have to crucify him. Like, what did he really do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What trouble was he causing, you know? He just had fans, you know?
And then think of all his disciples, like, since then. Like, what is the most prevalent form of sexual behavior in his organization? It's pedoing. It's pedoing.
Definitely
he
pedoing.
He was just the first big superstar pedo.
Yeah, I'd say like if Jesus...
Then he rose again, the horny cunt. to do more pedoing.
I know. Why is he making it wine though? Kids don't like wine.
Huh?
Should have been
Well,
turning
getting the parents drunk and then he's just
and
fucking
then grabbing the kids.
Absolutely grabbing the kids. 100%.
And then he turns water into Ribena for them.
Absolutely. God, he was some devil.
But anyway, I was at Stamp Town and it's all this like weird clown and like cool different stuff. And have we spoken about? I used to do like the stuff like kind of clownish stuff when I worked in like the refugee camps and all.
Like as in what? Like that you'd be kind of like pulling the handkerchiefs out and different. Oh no, you used to do little workshops.
Yeah. And like none of them spoke English, so it had to be like non-verbal and like.
And then they couldn't tell anyone after you
stuff.
announced them. Is that what you're saying? Was that where you're going? Was that not what you were going with this?
No, not entirely.
I thought you were saying they don't speak English.
I was saving that till the end. I was saving that till the end.
And then I was thinking, oh, he is Carlo's son after all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Go back to your
We'll get into what's gotten into you in a bit.
Oh, yeah,
we'll get into that in a wee bit.
Rotten. So you're standing, you're at this little clown convention.
Yes, and it's a very like cool show. It's like exciting and whatever.
Yeah.
And they occasionally get stand-ups on to do stand-up. And Zach had seen me do stand-up at Monkey Barrel actually. And he said, "Oh, come do 5 minutes at Stamptown." And I said to him on the day, like I messaged him on the day and went, "Hey man, I was thinking just because it's such like a fun like open show and like the crowd are quite up for different things, would you mind if I did this like weird like clownish thing?"
Just whip your dick out.
Yeah, if I just would you mind if I just got my dick out?
Beat off on the front row.
Would that be alright if I did that? I think that would be art.
It's a little weird, it's a little out there, but I come at the end, which I think will be nice for me.
Yeah, you know.
Sorry, go
5
on,
stars. But and he was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "It's just basically like this workshop game, but I think it would work really well like on stage if the audience were like up for it. I think it could be really, really fun. I've just never really tried. Like I was up front, I was like, I've never really tried it before, but I think it could be like I've done it lots and lots of times,
what is the
but
game?
not in
What's
this
the game?
setting. Basically, I just like rub my hands together and I don't say any words over the whole thing. You get everybody joining in, rubbing their hands together, and you get everybody like clapping at the same time, and then you like fake them out a few times, and it just becomes a game of
This
like.
is like an autistic hacker kind of a thing.
Yeah. The spaka. Colouring in.
Trains go. Oh fuck. Yeah, and at the end you'll really have to go, but you go, and just put a crayon in your mouth.
Oh, I've thought of an awful joke.
The Allspace.
I've thought of Allspace.
Allspace.
Well, because you know the obviously the New Zealand rugby team are called the All Blacks, and I think this is true as far as I know that the New Zealand basketball team are called the Tall Blacks.
No. Do you know what? It actually like took me a minute there. Like when you said that, and it's a really funny joke. I was like, it took me a minute to realize that was a joke. I
do think.
No, they're actually called the Tall Blacks. No, they're not called the Tall Blacks, lad. They're not called the Tall Blacks, lad. No, they're not. It did take me a minute because you said it so sincerely.
Well, that's because I meant it. I do actually think that's what they're called. I know it's funny, but I think it's a bit of like a joke.
Happened? Someone has said to you,
and I've
you're
gone
stupid, naive.
Because I can't lie. They mustn't be lying 100%.
As well. And they were like, you know, the All Blacks, the basketball team is the Tall Black. And you went, that's a very interesting piece of information. They just toddled off on one of those little fucking Segway things and just off again, and they just sat down like, they're basketball or the Tall Blacks. And as soon as you said it, do you know that Nate Bargatze joke? I don't know if you've heard it before, but he was like, he's talking about like how stupid he is, but he was saying like he met this couple once. He's like 17 years ago, and their names they told him their names were John and Jane Doe, like John and Jane Doe, right?
Yeah.
And he said he was just driving along like 17 years later, and it came up in his head, and he's like, I bet they were lying to me about that. I bet they were just fucking with me about that. It took him that long.
Yeah.
was like, oh, I think they were probably joking about that. I think this is a similar situation.
Yeah, that is me. I do believe things. There was a thing I believed for years and years, and I think it was I believed that for fucking ages. I was listening to I used to listen to a lot of like Radio 4 comedy when I was a child, which is quite strange, but it was like just a thing that I did. And they had somebody on, and in hindsight it was definitely like a spoof interview, but the person being interviewed was like, yeah, I was a contestant on Ready Steady Cook, and all the food's fake on it, and they make you eat it anyway. It's not even real food, it's just like rubber, and you still have to eat it and smile on the show, and it's terrible, and they don't actually let you cook anything. It's just that and the other. It was this whole big like elaborate spoof. And I went into school the next day, I was like, oh, do you know in Ready Steady Cook all the food's fake?
Just like dead serious.
And
like,
it took me
team huddle over here.
a full 10 years to be like, oh, I bet that's not true.
I bet that isn't the case. Why wouldn't they cook actual food? Like, what would be in it for them to make you eat fake food?
You're eating it anyway. It's not like you're saving any money. You're just it's fake food's more expensive than food.
Of course it is. To create a fake thing that looks like a different meal every day
that
would be
is
a fucking
edible.
nightmare. It would be fucking nightmare, lads.
Yeah, awful.
Back to your workshop.
Yeah. Well, it's just so you do and it's basically just a game of like the audience copying you, and then you fake them out every so often. It's just a little playful thing that's quite fun, and then it builds up into something a bit more raucous. And I went on, and I remember even as I was walking to the microphone. So the first time I'd ever performed at Soho Theatre, I was very excited. In my brain was just like, just do stand up. It'll be great. Just do stand up.
Yeah.
Just do the thing. You know it. Just do the thing.
Yeah.
Grab the mic and do the thing.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, no, you got to push yourself. You got to turn.
Clown.
You got to push yourself sometimes
You're
and try something
Victoria,
different.
you're a clown.
And at that time, on stage, I was very wedded to just like standing still and saying the jokes and not giving them like much. So I wanted to like broaden it a bit and be a bit more physical.
You're a peacock. You got to let me fly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. A lion in the ocean. Sorry, you know the other guys?
Yeah.
That's
what I'm thinking.
Catch the tuna. So I grab the mic stand and I move it out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm
going to fucking go full
We're
fucking.
doing this. And if it's awful.
Yeah. Who cares?
You know?
I've expressed myself. This isn't for you, it's for me.
Yeah. So I was just like, and I'm
a beautiful autistic angel.
I just started doing like basically the little bits of crowd work that I would have opened with. You know when you watch the show and you've spotted a couple of things that have been mentioned and you can just go on and go bang, bang, and then into your set.
Yeah.
But I just did them like wordlessly.
Right.
Like there was a guy who was being caught by the stage lights, so he looked like he was basically like part of the show, but he was just in the front row, but the light had just caught him.
Yeah.
And nobody had mentioned it.
Yeah.
And I just pointed at him and went,
and you start going like Mr. Bean.
Yeah, just like
that could be your future actually. Is just being kind of a Mr. Bean type. I would love that for you actually, because you look so like just inherently dumb. Go ahead.
I just thought of something funny. I went to see Dan Tiernan's show yesterday. He talks about beans a lot. Maybe he should say that.
Oh, really?
I'm Mr. Beans.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Beans? True gritted teeth.
Yeah.
Like furious.
I love Tiernan, man.
I
He's
know,
so
yeah.
fucking
He's so
funny.
fucking
We should get
funny.
him on this at some point.
100%.
Anyway, we should get another guest on so half the listeners can fucking hate it.
Yeah. Half the listeners gonna fucking lose their shit.
Can you please stop having your friends on the podcast?
Yeah, they just want to be honest, they just want to hear me abuse you. I think that's mainly it.
Yeah. I mean, but then you do it more when the guests are on for some reason.
No, you do it more.
I don't do it more. I do it some.
No, you're antagonistic. I was listening back to the episode. You're just trying to fucking like do that to me when the guests are on. It's nasty, and it's I don't understand what you're doing. It's childish.
It's because you look that way for the whole episode.
It's fucking playground dynamics. I didn't, but the guest is there, so I'm looking there. When you're talking, I'm looking there. I'm actually very good at that. I'm very good at. Because I tell you, that is actually one of my biggest pet peeves. But you're going to be facing the guest, aren't you? That's the focus of the fucking thing. But I will say this. I do have it is a pet peeve of mine. Are you ever in like a three-way conversation with people, and one of the people is telling a story to two of you, but they're just looking at you, And I'm like, just look at them as well, will you? Do you know what I mean? Just throw them the odd look, because this is fucking weird that you're
locking them out.
And I'm fully thinking that person's standing there and they're being like, okay, he's not looking at me.
Yeah, it's like if that person walked away, they wouldn't stop telling the story.
No, but I'm like, just if two people are there, this is what you do. You say da 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 da. Just throw the fucking eye contact around you, fucking.
Although I've been looking up how much eye contact you're supposed to give people.
Have you really?
Apparently it's 2.2 seconds is like a nice amount of eye contact. So I'm trying to seem less autistic to people. So when we're having conversations, I go 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.2. 1, 2.2. I'm just trying to seem less autistic.
1, 2, 1, 2, the whole time. I think that would be funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, stop time.
Yeah.
I'm there and I'm like, okay, cool. And I like started doing it and I was getting good responses because I was basically doing the bits that I would have been doing like with the crowd stuff, and there was a table of people that kept like clicking at everything that they thought was
dickheads.
good. Yeah, and I just went over and was like, and then just like, just like, fuck you for clicking, it's so stupid.
Yeah,
all that, like all the stuff I basically would have done, but I did it like in this weird clownish
non-verbal way.
Yeah, and I was very, very like I was like, oh, this is going well, and then I just started with one person, getting them to copy me, and then I was like, right, everybody join in, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
did this whole thing, did about 5 minutes. It was very, very like scary, but I was like, sick, I did it, and it went like good. Like it was one of those where I think because I was so worried, it probably went good, but I was like, that was class.
Yeah,
but I think it went good. Like I've done enough gigs to know that I didn't fucking die on my ass. You know what I mean? Like it was fun and it was good. And one funny thing that happened was that this was when I didn't have an agent, and a big agent had come to watch
you do that.
Yeah, but he didn't know I was going to do that.
He didn't know you were going to do that.
He came to watch me do a set.
He came out and he was just like, oh, we've got him all wrong. He's a shit Mr. Bean. Vittorio Bean. Vito Bean. Vito fucking Bean. Imagine they came and saw you. But like, how you said we wanted to think about him for Mock the Week. How could we put that on Mock the Week? Okay.
If this is the answer, what is the question?
But that's been the answer to every question so far, Vittorio. You can't just, the producer's just like, why do we?
I don't spin the wheel and see what topic Vittorio's going to be talking about. And it goes, climate change. I walk out and just go,
yeah, if it doesn't come up as a topic, if rubbing your hands together isn't a topic, he's fucked.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to
be fair, all the topics are pretty fucking rigged on Mock the Week.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
It's like, I just think it's so funny. And the topic is being a northern woman. Who wants to come in on that? A northern lady just like trots up to the mic and go, what are the chances? And then does 5 incredible minutes of stand up.
Is that what happened? Is that what it was on that? It was just like they give you the topics
teed
before.
Up bits. Yeah, they just teed up people to do bits.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It's all a lie, all smoke and mirrors.
I never liked that show anyway.
It was good early. Early on, it was good.
When Frankie was on, is it?
Frankie and like your Russell Howards and those type people. But then it really died a death, I think, towards the end.
Yeah, I'm not a panel show. I don't give a shite about it.
I like Jeff Innocent calls them. Like, he's like, I'm not doing any of them fucking parlor games that they do on TV. Yeah. It's just so funny.
I fucking hate games. I remember I was at fucking English people love games as well.
Yeah. It's because they've no inherent crack.
They've no inherent crack. So I'll get into that.
And they love drinking games. They need like a reason to like, it's the Queen of Diamonds. I have to drink. It's like, just drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drink for the love of the game, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they're kind of gamifying everything into this, just mollycoddling fucking, their families that play board games together and stuff. They're just pedos.
Just be fun.
Stop being pedos. But you know what I mean? It's just like, let's all get together and play. Let's take out fucking Risk or something. You know what I mean? It's just,
they just like that. That's just them acting out fucking just colonizing
just
things.
Just grow up. Be a normal family. Fight. You know what I mean? Like have a fucking. Do you know what I mean? Shout at each other. Scream at your father when you're drunk. Why haven't you hugged me?
Yeah, anytime Jamali comes to visit in Belfast, she's always just like,
hit your father.
Anytime Jamali comes to Belfast, she's just like, you're all very loud. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
You just shout at each other.
Yeah, shout at each other. Get amongst it, right? You don't like everyone in your family. Russell, we've all fought my father. Everyone in the family has fought him.
Yeah,
physically, yeah, we've all fist fighted my father. Like he didn't hit us when we were young, but we've all Fought him.
Well, you have to have a go. My basketball coach said that to my dad when I was about 13, 14. He told my dad to put, you have to put him down now before he can put you down.
Yeah. 100%. Like about you.
Yeah.
Like fucking deck him.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like 13's a good age, just like bang.
And
it's like, and then he'll remember that when he's 16 and he is actually big enough to have a go.
Do you know what? I love that out of your teacher, because that just says so much about your character, that our teacher was like your father. Please, just hit him.
The teacher's just like, look, I can't.
Yeah, I can't. And I get that societally right now, it's like, it's not cool. Believe me, he needs it. He needs to be punched straight in the face. Just you with your Vittorio bean heading in the corner. Just hit him. Just hit him. Like, he thinks he's starting a fire with his. What is wrong? Just you haven't hit him, and it's look what it's caused.
Yeah.
Little crystals in your pockets, your anxiety crystals. Hit him, please. This probably is something in that. You know what I mean? That you were certainly someone who needed to be kicked the shite out of.
Well, I think everybody benefits from being punched in the face.
Have you taken a few right in the schnoz?
Yeah. I've been punched in the face and like been beaten up and stuff. But like, I think you can tell when someone's never like found out that sometimes things have like physical consequences. Like if you talk too much shit, it ends bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, lad. I think you're completely right. And you can see people going around with their little kind of plump fucking never been hit in the face heads on them.
Yeah.
And it's an actual,
so obvious.
It's an actual fucking energy.
Yeah.
My name is Trevor, never been hit in the face.
It's
Wilkinson.
every single politician.
Yeah.
Has never been punched in the face.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, they just don't know what consequences are really.
Like what Boris Johnson is just a shovel, like just straight, like he's walking around the corner, doesn't know, he's just coming here, walking around, and just someone behind, like fucking Mickey Mantle up to the plate.
No, fucking like Wile E. Coyote.
Third innings, and just boom, like as he's walking, turning the corner, boom, like just straight, and he will get up, and he's like, Brexit was wrong.
Yeah, I think there should be just like, they should all get punched in the face on the way into Parliament.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should have to walk across, you know that total wipeout wall with all the boxing gloves coming out of it?
Yeah.
They should just, all politicians on the way into they should have that at the start of the House of Commons.
Yeah.
And Jacob Rees-Mogg just has to like...
Oh, 100%. Because brain damage would only improve those cunts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
With that fucking head trauma
and
like
just
that.
knowledge that
Muhammad
sometimes
Ali.
you get punched in the face.
Fucking big. Lad, speaking of that little wall of punches that you used to have, we used to have this thing when, in my school, right, we were right beside another school called it was the tech, right? So it was the technical.
So yours was more academic and theirs was more...
Well, yeah, more academic. It was just normal. It was just not normal, like
Yeah, but theirs was for
school.
like...
theirs was just for fucking...
Trades.
Just for evil little scuts, yeah, who were just not going to... Like technically the tech was for people who were going to do trades.
But it's for people who like would throw chairs in classrooms and...
100%, like people who... would just spit on the teachers and stuff. So, but what would happen was there was an era called Tech Terror. So we would have to...
Why did you grow up in WWE?
Oh, we did grow up in WWE. Yeah. Tech Terror!
Sunday.
Tech Terror Sunday night. This Sunday, you're going to get hit in the
Live
fucking
on
face.
pay-per-view,
Yeah.
The Undertaker takes on Mickey McGee.
That's right. That but lad, I swear to God. So there was about 4 lads, right, who were like these just little. They were all very malnourished, evil little children. They're about 13, 14, and I mean they just a head full of snakes. So just truly. Just
those ones who can throw balls really far.
Absolutely.
Do you know those guys? They do it
balls.
like sideways. They have like a little, like a scut throw that they just...
wrists of Christ, just little fucking...
And it just go, like I was always...
100%.
I don't know why that's a class divide for me,
Yes.
but like really lower working class people, like...
Oh, they can throw shit. It's also like, they're also...
They can fucking throw, man.
They can throw down. Like if you put them in the Olympics, they would fucking clean house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people with the javelin just go like that, and one of the lads...
Yeah, if you were allowed to throw the shot put like that,
100%.
it became over for these hoes.
They were just literally just throwing stuff, throwing shit at people, throwing their life away. Everything was just being flung,
that was deep.
You know, that was deep. But it literally was. It's just like your life just into the river. Anyway, but these lads, I'm talking, lad, there was a badness to the bones of these little fuckers. But there's about 4 of them. And now, to this day, of the four that I'm thinking of, I can think of an exact 4 guys. One of them's in jail for murder.
Wow.
One of them's dead. The other 2 lads are running an accountancy firm. No, they don't. But they Schuster and Wild.
They've got a vegan cafe now.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. No, the other 2 lads will probably go in for like murder. So like they're just absolute
a bad bunch. Bad circumstances, but bad boys as well.
Let me tell you. So they would line. So we used to have to walk past the tech to go down and get our bus, like to leave for school. And these lads would literally line up, right, as the Kieran's lads were walking down. It's amazing to think of now that nothing was done about this, because this would happen day after day, and they would literally fucking line up like that wall of punching and just decide who they were going to fucking box the heads off. So we would just get, like, I'd be walking down to the bus, and you'd just be walking, and you'd be like, oh, that's one, lads, yeah. And you just would stay walking. Don't look at them,
keep your head down.
Because they'd be there, these little 4 fucking menaces, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, just fucking like, just little, like, just terror in their faces, like, fucking, yeah. Just doing, and you'd be walking past, and then they'd have a line. You'd have a line of about 5 big, massive lads, right? Like that, who'd just stand smoking fags behind them in case anyone decided.
Because somebody has to go back at the small lads.
If someone has to go back to the small lads, they're just literally standing there like,
it's over.
Just overseeing the fucking evil and the chaos, detect terror. And lad, nothing was done about it.
That's
like,
wild.
There was no, like, the teachers would do anything, that the guards would do anything, nothing. It's just like, you walk past there and this will be good for your character, and you're going to get punched in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And I remember, lad, I thought I was a protected man, right? Because I went to the hurling team I grew up playing with O'Loughlin Gales is a town team. So I was in the town parish, but like I lived in the countryside, but I'd come in. And like there was a lot of fucking like serious heavy hitters on my team. As in, when I say that, I mean like fucking hardy cunts, you know?
Yeah.
And like that time in Kilkenny, like being hardy was fucking 9/10 of the law. Like it was just like everything. The hardy guys got the best women. Like they wore the nicest clothes. We all had to fucking jack them off at one point or another. They were just the kings, you know? They were the kings of New York. So I had a few lads on my team that I was like, right, I know this guy, so I'm fucking.
That's your
That's my way of like being protected. And I remember I was up in the handball alleys one time, and my friend who was on my like hurling team, he was there, and one of the little tech terror lads like came up, you know what I mean? I just literally like blood just falling out of his head. You know what I mean?
Like they look like they've got a rabies vibe.
Absolutely. They're just like, and they're kind of like a post-apocalyptic kind of like, you know, zombie.
Yeah, like
but those fast zombies, not like the like, you know, like,
but maybe not even like post nuclear holocaust, like, but they're just like, you know, kids that have formed a little tribe, who like kill people and eat them, and they're just like 100%. They've all got like war painting on, and I
don't know if you've ever seen. There's a movie called, and I know you've not seen it because you've not seen your own asshole, but you haven't. That is actually the best analogy I could actually ever see. Is like, has Vittorio seen any films? He hasn't even seen his own asshole. That's how little movies he's seen. He's never seen. Like, he hasn't had the curiosity to see his own asshole. You think he's seen Brazilian movie City of God from 2003?
And to be fair, I haven't seen The Ring.
Huh? Come on! There we go.
I've seen Holes though.
Have you seen Holes?
Yeah, it's great.
Shia LaBeouf.
I love it because it's a children's movie.
Yeah, I know. You do such a little simple child's mind. But there's a movie called City of God, a Brazilian movie, and it's based on true stories. But in the movie,
I've heard of this. It's supposed to be like one of the best movies ever.
It is. It's unbelievably sick. But in the movie, there's literally, and which was the truth in Rio de Janeiro, there was just like a child gang. Like a gang. A gang of children who would like had guns. They were all basically like orphans or like parentless who like gathered together, had their own little place in the
they're like a pack of wolves
shanty
almost.
Towns, and they would just go around and they got themselves guns
in
and
the favelas.
Just fucking mental. Like there's something mental about just like evil like children, and it's not their fault. Like they got put into
children who are like such victims of circumstance that they just become like battle hardened, and they've just seen far too much, and it's just
lads, and they're just already they've
already got so many like walls up because they've just had to.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
they're they're
like Rufio from Hook.
Oh, poor old Rufio. Rufio. Fucking poor old Rufio, lad.
Yeah.
That was not nice what happened to him, man. He was Asian. That was Asian hate.
That was Stop Asian Hate.
Stop Asian
Someone
Hate,
tell
lads.
that to Dustin Hoffman.
So Dustin Hoffman, he fucking killed Rufio.
Try and stop me.
Yeah, and then Hoffman's like, why'd you kill the Asians? He's like, oh, I'm a Jew. The Holocaust. Shut up, Hoffman.
Shut up,
Give
Hoffman.
me a fucking break.
And then that really fat black kid puts himself into a bowling ball and gets rolled down the thing.
Greatest moment in cinema history.
That's so funny when his legs just come up.
That's the greatest moment in cinema history.
Like, you're doing it, Peter.
Yeah.
You're playing with us.
100%.
And when he comes forward and grabs Robin Williams' face and like stretches it to see if he's like, you are the pen.
Oh, it's great, lad. That fat kid, the
greatest actor of all time
in Hook. Was the greatest performance
Magical.
committed to film. Was
Magical.
him. He would knock down people by just roll. He was fat and he would roll down things, and it would take out about 12 trained pirates. Was this rolling fat child?
Yeah.
They had no defense against it.
Yeah.
It was like fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's fucking skyhook.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's
no
nothing you
way
can do about it.
There's nothing you can do.
You know it's coming.
You know
but
it's
there's
coming.
Nothing you can do about it.
What is that? Fat kid just rolling down ramps. Thank God there was ramps all over the fucking boat. Or you would have been in trouble.
You'd have to have someone like
just pushing him along like a tire down the road. But what I was going to say, so I was in the handball alley and I felt, because my Danny from my hurling team was there, so I kind of felt I was like protected or made man. And one, this little fucking tech terror fucker came over, fucking just looking for fucking hungry for pain, hungry for fucking
looking to cause some damage.
Absolutely, just looking to hurt like he's been hurt. And he came up. And I felt I was protected. So, like, there was a line in, like, the handball alley, like, to play next, who's up next. And the tech guys would just always just come up and just completely skip the line.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times if you were playing handball, they would just get your handball and just drive it away out of the alley.
Yeah.
And just, like, fuck off. And then you just have to be like, I will do that, yes. And you just have to have to eat so many humiliations as a young man. Like, that was really the closest to fucking, like, the wilderness, like to just dog eat dog. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, like Genghis Khan days, them days, it's just like you have a wife, right? You're married to someone, and then someone just comes over and they literally just go, I'm taking her.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, fuck! I knew I shouldn't have come to this party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a really funny Donald Glover has a stand-up special. Childish Gambino.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, he has a stand-up special, and it's there's a really funny bit where he's like,
it's genuinely good as well.
Yeah, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, he's such a
that he has this great a great bit about like now it's such a great time to be alive, like now, like the modern era. Like people complain a lot, but like God, just a couple 100 years ago, your whole family would get killed and raped, and you just be like, well, it was dark outside.
Yeah,
it's nighttime.
Completely true.
That's just what happens at nighttime.
Like,
but it is good to just like drill that into you. Just like, yeah, sometimes things are just fucking shit.
Oh yeah,
and there's nothing you can do about it, and it's just.
And you just eat it. You've just got to eat it. That's a bird is just shit in your mouth. That's shite. But what are you gonna do? Just gotta keep moving.
This is our Goggins moment.
This is real fucking Goggins moment. But so your man skipped me in the queue, but my boy was there, and I was like, right, well, I'm protected in this moment, and I goes, hey, you can't. I was like, you can't skip me in the queue, and your man, you're running around. He's like, what the fuck do you say? And then immediately my heart was like going, and I was like, I said, you can't skip me in the queue. And I looked over at my friend, like that I play hurling with, and the tech terror guy just goes, come in now, boom, 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 just like slap, like right in the nose. I literally just started crying.
Yeah.
I looked over at my friend, and it was like a real learning moment, because he just looked back at me from across there and was just like, I can't help you there, lad.
Yeah.
This is out of my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
If I go over there and I get involved, guess who's going to be getting
Yeah.
getting hit.
Well,
later
that's
on.
it's like
Do you know what I mean? There's hierarchies to this shit. You know,
There's like there's a very good. I don't know if it's actually a bit, but I think he talked about it. Yeah, well, when you get hit in the nose, your eyes start watering already, and it's so bad because even though like your eyes start watering, and you just want to, the first thing you want to say is like, I'm not crying, but then because your eyes are watering, you're so embarrassed by the whole thing that you do start crying separate to the eyes watering, and then you're just like, no, I'm not. It's okay. Yeah, it's so funny. Like with
the instant switch.
Even when you get like a football to the face, and you're just like, it's fine.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, lad, I remember. Like,
I haven't been whacked in the nose in such a long time.
It's shocking, but like, as well, the quick switch from me just being like, hey, you can't skip me. Then literally 10 seconds later. Like just the immediate humiliation.
Bap, bap, bap.
But lad, I saw the worst nose thing ever was, this is like when I was a teenager, my best friend, Grant, we were out on a night out and we were at this chipper, and outside the chipper there was this fella, he was an older fella, his name was Long, right? And he was drunk and what are you laughing at?
What's his name? Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Just Long. Yeah. He's an NBA player.
His name was Long.
Yeah, he's a Greek NBA player that lived in our town.
It's just really funny if his name, obviously his last name's Long, but it's just really funny if you didn't know his name. You were just like, his name was Long.
He's just Long.
He had one of those long names.
Yeah, Long, his good friend Wide, and
go on.
So anyway, he was there and we were outside the chipper and
wait, were you talking about the length of the man? I was talking about the length of the name.
I only realised that right at the end of our little riff there.
Yeah, that was one of those bad riffs.
That was
one of the bits where it's dog shit.
That was absolute. And you're one that watches that thinks dog shit. She just, as soon as that was happening, she's like, this is one of the dog shit parts. but then she said to herself, but that happens and it might get to somewhere good.
Yeah.
But so
you fell along.
Long, anyway, my friend, we were outside the chipper. My friend says he had his girlfriend there, and then my friend said something about, he said, you got yourself a nice girlfriend there. He says to Long, and your one was there. And anyway, Long thought this was in some way
kind
out
of line.
Well, more so, Long wanted to headbutt someone, and he decided that was, listen, this seems like a good opportunity.
Yep.
He's talked to me.
Yep.
So anyway, this lad has nominated himself for a great old headbutt. So Long absolutely splits my best friend with a headbutt right in the nose. I'm right there. In reality, should I have done something about it? Probably. But then we're both split with headbutts. Yeah. So I take more.
I think as soon as somebody does a headbutt, I'm like, I'm not as into this as you are.
Yeah.
You in.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're using your head as a weapon, and I think, okay.
See, and that's
like, I can see where this goes now.
You're trusting your head. You're using your head as a fist. Your head. It's a headbutt is mental.
It's like, wait, that's where I was going to punch you.
Yeah.
But you've hit me with it. I'm out of options here.
You've hit yourself. You've whacked your own head. It's mental. To just launch a headbutt is insane.
It should be absolutely last resort.
Yeah. Just to cock your neck back and lob the head, lad. You would make dust to someone's fucking nose with that head.
Zidane 2006 World Cup final.
That was
in the chest.
Oh, that was I think that is one of the most glorious moments I've ever seen in sport. But I just
don't know. Like, obviously he'd been riled up and wanted to cause damage to Marco Materazzi.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, would you not just punch him?
Yeah, but see, I think there was something about, I don't know, like, I know what you're saying. But I think in Zidane's head at the time, part of him probably still thought I might get away with this.
Yeah, you're not getting if you swing a dig, you're definitely red carded.
It's 100% gone.
Whereas a headbutt might be a strong yellow.
Might be a strong
but
yellow.
It was such a fucking middle of the sternum, just
right into his heart, into his fucking rotten Italian heart. Do you know what I mean?
The heart of a lion. Thank you very much.
No, dirty, corrupted fucking racist heart, big dirty racist, and he lamped Materazzi. But it felt, because in reality, like, let's say, right, Beckham got sent off against Argentina in '98.
And also,
villain.
we can be good about this. Lauren James in the ladies, one of the England players stood on one of the Nigeria players in the last 16, got sent off.
I've never watched a women's football game.
Yeah, I like saying it on stage. And I was like, like the Women's World Cup's on at the minute.
She look good.
Everybody. Give us a cheer if you've been watching it, and then people cheer, and I go, "Thank you for pretending."
It's nothing bad about it. I just never even known it's on.
Yeah,
like you were saying,
it's
Rugby
just not
World
in
Cup,
your field of view.
Women Rugby World Cup is on. I did not know that.
I know the women's.
I did not know that.
Football World Cup is on at the minute.
Oh, is it? Is that what's on?
Not the rugby. Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, like, when Beckham got sent off in '98, it was because he did. Do you know what he did?
He kicked out.
Yeah, but it was a little fucking pussy, little
Yeah,
fucking
snidey.
that didn't even fucking hurt the guy, and he got sent off,
and then no damage was done.
And England lost against Argentina, no damage done. This guy doesn't even have to get a fucking X-ray. He literally just had to, like, slap a bit of fucking dirt off his knee. And was like, that's done. Fucking pointless and pathetic. Becks, get it together. But Zidane, who made a bigger fucking blunder for his team, did there an extra time of the World Cup final.
Yeah, it's
you're
big.
the best player. You've been the player of the tournament. You're one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
And you can't keep it together.
Just because he called your mum a fat Algerian or something.
Because he called
mad.
your mum a fat Algerian fucking stupid whore, which he did, and his sister. He called his sister a whore as well or something. But and so he headbutts him. France lose. You'd think any other place you're going to be a villain, but because of how emphatically he just fucking nuts the guy, it's
iconic.
There was a nobility to it, and there was a beauty to it.
He went out on his. It was like Victor Crumb catching the snitch.
Yeah,
he went out on his terms.
Are you making this to Potter again?
Yeah, he went out on his terms. That's what I'm trying to say. He went out on his terms.
Was Victor
Do you
Crumb?
know the story?
Well, I know Victor Crumb. Wasn't he a Bulgarian or something?
Bulgarian, probably best Quidditch player in the world at that time.
Yeah.
And you know how Quidditch works, where basically if you catch...
I love the way you talk about Quidditch as if it's a real game.
Yeah,
like
it was invented on Quidditch Marsh.
Yeah.
It's true.
You're
that's the lore of Quidditch.
Yeah.
And basically when you catch the snitch, you get 150 points, but also the game's over. That is when the game ends, when the snitch has been caught. And it was like Ireland, for some reason, are fucking class at Quidditch.
Sick.
Like in the world of Harry Potter, Ireland are just fucking unreal.
Is Finnegan on the team? Seamus Finnegan?
No, he wasn't a very talented young chap. But I do think that Seamus Finnegan as a character is an example of, like, J.K. Rowling really daubs herself in with every type of prejudice available.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, we've got this Asian character, what should we call her? Cho Chang. Right. Yeah, and then it's like, the people who run the banks, should we make them small and kind of weird with big noses? Yeah. Let's do that. Let's put a big Star of David on the floor of the bank.
The poor people, what colour hair will they have? Ginger. And they are poor as fuck. Just wearing smelly hand-me-downs all the time. Ginger.
And then Seamus Finnegan, it's like, Seamus Finnegan, what's one of the first things he says? He goes, me mam's a witch, me dad's a muggle. Bit of a shock for him when he found out. And I'm like, well, that's about Catholics and Protestants. And then what's his main problem? Academically, he's kind of struggling a bit. What's Seamus Finnegan's main problem academically? He blows everything up. Great. Thank you, JK.
Finnegan was a rawhead.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
From a mixed family, no less.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Provo Headnam.
But basically, in Quidditch, 150 points, the game ends, and basically Ireland were ahead by more than 150 points in the Quidditch World Cup final, and Victor Crumb just decides to catch the snitch, even though it ends the game and therefore they lose. He's just like, ended it on my terms. Right.
But was that not, would his teammates not be like...
Fucking furious.
Hey lad, but what have we... Like, that just means you're going to look class because you caught the snitch, but we still lose as a team.
Yeah.
But you ended on your terms. That's very egotistical, Victor Crumb, and that's not team fucking play.
Egotistical.
You Bulgarian bitch. What? Bulgarian bitch ass piece of shit. You fucking pigeon eating piece of shit.
They eat pigeon?
Yeah, in Bulgaria, lad. I've decided there.
I've eaten guinea fowl. I haven't eaten. I've eaten guinea fowl, and we kept calling it guinea pigeon because it's
really
a little thing. But
I bit the head off a live crow once.
Oh, you didn't?
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. I swear to God. We caught a crow.
You couldn't do that if you tried.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
I did.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I bit the head off a live crow.
You're a nonsense man.
Maybe this was a dream. Maybe I did dream that I bit the head off a live crow. Maybe I didn't bite the head off a live crow. But I dreamt... No, actually, now that I think of it, because this is actually the dream I had. I was sitting in a... Yeah, now actually I do realise, because I was sitting on a throne. And for some reason, though, I was the crow... Like, do you know the way there was someone that, like... in like the French Revolution, someone like was the behead, or like they ran the guillotine, and they would like, but like there was
They ran the guillotine.
Yeah, they
the
ran
executioner.
yeah, so they're like the CEO of the guillotine, and just a Fortune 500 guillotine, and so I was
just the executioner going on Instagram, being like, "What color's your Bugatti? Gotta get up. You gotta hustle. You gotta work hard. Everybody wants to be a billionaire. Nobody wants to do the work.
Yeah, nobody wants to cut off the heads, but." This is what you got to do to fucking hustle. Imagine back in the day, like the different people, like, you know, it's so absurd. It would show truly the absurdity of what everyone's at now, just being like, fucking this. Oh, by the way, I'm reading this book at the minute. I'll give it to you after. It's called Capitalist Realism, which is like just a fucking unbelievably depressing book about just the state of the world we're in at the minute. But anyway, but was it? Oh, I had a dream, right? So I was sitting on a throne, right? And there was all these like crows that had been like, basically I suppose they're on like death row, like death crow or whatever. So they were like in, I know it was a very good pun, but they were on death, like, so they were like kind of like, and you expect me to react to your fucking puns, and I say death crow and I get nothing. But so these different crows, right? They have been like, so they were like, they had been arrested.
How do they kill them? Huh? Lethal impaction. Go on.
Hey, come on. That's good. That's really lethal impaction. But they have been like, so they did different like crow crimes. So like one of them like might, like, you know, had been like steal. Another one is like a crow pedo.
Crow pedo,
you know what I mean?
Of course, a
and
crow.
like, you know, like then there'd be like someone who's just like into fraud, like a crow fraudster who's like pretending to be a magpie to steal jewelry, whatever. So they were all in their own, and so basically, so their execution was me biting their heads off. So I was like the executioner, but so they were like lined up by like, we'll say the authorities, and then they would like kind of like be brought up like slowly, and then I would just go and bite their head off, and that's how they were.
You were the guillotine.
I was the guillotine for the crows, and I would just bite off like the dead crow heads and then spit them out and go on. And I was sitting on a throne for some reason, which is weird to think that the king would have to do that.
Oh yeah, that is strange.
So that was strange. It didn't all make sense.
I think the word guillotine is strange because it means, you know, like execution thing, but it also means that thing the classroom assistants used to cut paper.
Yeah.
You know, they're just a little...
Oh yeah.
It's called the guillotine. It's
is that guillotine as well?
Why is that the same word? I know it's a vaguely similar function, but it seems like we should have... Like paper cutter, maybe.
That's fucking odd, man.
Yeah,
paper cutter.
They're such different things.
They're quite different things. They're drastically different. Now, let me ask you this, because I just had an image of you, like, you know the way, because when you go for the guillotine, right, and you've got like your hands out here and your head has come out the little fucking thing, right?
Well, your hands are behind your back in the guillotine. That's the stock. That's the stocks you're thinking of.
All right. So your hands are behind your back, right? And everyone is there, like looking at you. It's always a big spectacle.
And there's a basket there for your head.
100%. And it's also a show of just like, in reality, that's why people love the UFC. All of us, we really just we would love to see people get killed. Like that's human nature. It's terrible. But when they were doing live fucking guillotines, your head getting cut off, let me tell you, drew a bigger crowd than Bruce Springsteen.
That's why everybody in our generation has watched videos of people being beheaded.
Would you watch them now?
Have you never seen a video of someone being beheaded?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I remember it scarred me for life when I was like 11.
Yeah.
I watched this video, and then I just, as the chainsaw got to the guy's neck, I like closed the window, but I saw like the first squirt of blood come out, and I was like, I don't like that. I've seen some wild stuff on it because it was just early internet when nobody really knew what was going on. I saw a video of these Asian ladies kicking a dog to death.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a really small puppy, but it was really gradual. They were just walking in circles and like stepping on it and then rocking around and stepping on it.
Was that them just hunting? But you know what I mean? Also, why actually, by the way, let's get, do you know this fucking like super moral thing? Look, don't get me wrong, I love dogs, right?
Yeah, but it's okay to eat them, you know.
But like
Pigs are nice as well.
pigs are nice.
Cows are nice.
Like, cows are lovely creatures. You're absolutely grand with them being fucking slaughtered.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you say, you know, some people like having a fucking dog burger, everything, no. It's like get fucking real.
Yeah.
Welcome to the real world.
Yeah, come on.
Right?
Get your shit together.
Shut the fuck up. But I was saying about what was it? I had something that if the guillotine, right? If you had your head through the guillotine, your head's about to be chopped off, or you're being brought up to the guillotine, big crowd there. Like, are you gonna go? I was thinking about.
I think
this.
I would get a skin fade at most. Size of my head.
Oh, that would be hilarious. It'd be like, and then you're still like, hey! And then they're like, no, we're just going to readjust it and do it again.
I have to get a special guillotine for like the one from the zoo.
Yeah. I think the guillotine just couldn't cut through. Like, it's just, there's just no way. Just too thick. Yeah. For the rest of your life, you just walk around with a half a fucking blade in your head.
It's like a loaf of tiger bread when you've got a blunt bread knife. Just
yeah, you're just like ow.
It's just like, you know, like you cut through a mango and you hit the stone. It's just,
Yeah. Your brain is just like a fucking stone. But if you were going to it, right, like you're being brought forward, the crowd is fucking baying for blood. Angelone, you piece of shit, you deserve this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to know if your death is imminent, right? You've come to terms that there's no way I can get out of this. What are you screaming? Are you crying? Are you saying, fuck it, let's go out with dignity? Let's, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like I'd be just begging till the end, like, please,
yeah,
no!
I think that's the reality of it. We all like to think that we would have a cool, like, last word.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'd love to just be like,
Yeah.
fuck them hoes, and then just
Yeah.
like dead. But like
yeah, your last words be just like fucking live, laugh, love, lad. And then no, that's actually not cool.
no, that's
I
not
thought
cool
that would
at
be
all.
cool, but then I said
you
it.
survive for like a little second
Yeah.
when you kind of like land in the basket. I don't know what
Your
the
brain goes on for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you could say like one thing when you just had a head and no body.
Yeah. Maybe could you do a bit of stand up while you were in, like while your head was in there, because you're waiting for a bit as the people are doing
Here's
it, and then just be like, who's drinking tonight? And just be kind of like, do you know what I mean? And deservedly your head
Here's
gets
what I
cut
would
off.
do. Here's what I would do on the walk up, and while they're putting my head in, I would just be like, lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. Shoo. I have no body.
Oh man.
And it would crush, and everyone would go, yeah.
And everyone would be like, sick. Yeah, man. I do think, because I feel like, I was thinking this the other day, like, it's like, I think I would I just like rat every, like, if death was put in me, is there anything, I guess why the child, then I would like probably die for the kid, but I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I don't know
but
if
that
there's-
seems like
but I'm just
something that
like,
would
I'm wondering,
happen.
is there anyone currently in my life I would die for?
You would
If
catch a grenade for, like Bruno Mars said.
Yeah.
I always think that's funny because it's such a misunderstanding of how grenades work.
Yes.
I'd catch a grenade for you. Right. But if you're catching it, you're probably in the vicinity of them
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
So you're both going to die anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's not like whoever catches the grenade, it just kills them. Like if somebody threw a grenade at you and I went, whoa.
But if you catch the grenade, I think the grenade has to hit the ground, doesn't it?
No, once the pin's out, it's like a time.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's why
I
you
didn't
pull
even
the pin
fucking
out.
know about that, lad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, you know, they're going to die as well. I catch a grenade, so yeah, well, now we're both
You're
dead.
just showing off
Great.
you can catch.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Hey! Done. Little fucking Instagram just before you die. Whoa. What time are we on here now?
Yeah, I need
All
to
right.
finish this started from me talking about that clown. So I did that. And then it
The
went,
stamp down thing. So you're on
it
stage,
was
you're doing your little
cool.
rustling.
Yeah, and I just ended by like pulling my trousers down and just waving and just walking away because I was wearing a very, very long t-shirt and it was quite a funny reveal.
Right.
Of like, because I had it tucked in the whole time and like it didn't look like it was a very, very long t-shirt, so I just pulled it down and it's like a little fuck there.
Yeah.
And then just walked off and was like, that was really cool. I pushed myself there and I thought that was nice. And then a couple of people said some nice things after the show and that was very, very cool. And then recently, when I was talking about getting a spot on Stamp Town during Edinburgh, because they do a compilation show during Edinburgh. I was talking to them and he was like, yeah, man, we'll have to have you on as long as you don't try and clown again. And I was like,
whoa!
Oh God!
No way!
Oh no! That was so sore.
Jesus
that
Christ!
hurt me so fucking much.
Oh!
I was just like, yeah, that's good.
Oh, so that got you?
That really got me under the ribs.
This is a great wrap up to it.
Really
Because
got me
earlier
under
I
the
was
ribs.
like, what does hurt?
Yeah, that's why
Vittorio?
we started. That's why I started telling that story.
Yeah.
He was like, as long as you don't try and clown again, and I was like, oh,
Fuck.
well, that was shit. Apparently,
That was as
that
nasty
thing I
as...
was quite proud of was shit.
Who's paying him? Your ex-girlfriend? That nasty
That
little
just
hussy?
really, really stung me. I was just like,
fuck, lad. That's not nice.
Yeah.
Was he messing? He was messing.
no,
Was he not?
no, I don't think so.
Was that Zach Zucker?
I think no. It was Johnny who does the posters, and he's a nice guy. But I think he was
But
just
he's
like,
a nastiness to him, a cruelty.
I think he was just like, he hadn't clocked that maybe that was something I thought was like cool, that I was like proud of or whatever. He was just like, I think I get maybe his perspective that he thought I was like just trying it, like, or just like trying to do a clown thing without any like I'd done it before. I think maybe he didn't know that or anything like that, that I had a plan. I wasn't just trying to like emulate what they were doing and like disrespecting their art form or whatever. But it was just like, it was just so sore when it happened. I was just like, fuck.
Well, that memory, that happy memory you had,
It's now tainted.
that you had you had foiled that away as that was good.
It was good and
it
proud,
wasn't
and it
good,
made me a
was-
better stand-up comedian, because after that I was much more better at doing physical stuff, and I thought it was good.
But really, it was shit, and you misread the situation, and you
That's
made
what
it
it feels like, but I'm
Yeah.
also like, really, like, I don't know. It was as good as some people's
Your whole life has been a lie.
It was as good as some people who spent years training to be clowns. Let's be real.
There they are.
Some
The
of them,
ego rises again.
Oh, no,
from
I'm not
the
saying I
ashes,
was great. It was just
from
like,
hurt to
I was just like,
egomaniac.
we've all seen stuff where you're like, this is fucking weird. And people go, well, that's just like, that he's an amazing clown. And you go, right, well, I just thought it was
I thought it was
a bit weird.
I thought it was shite.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah, well,
I get
sometimes
that
it
it
is,
probably
like, as
wasn't
in-
everybody's thing. And I was just trying to do a thing. And I thought it was such an open and cool show because it was open to people trying new things and doing different stuff.
And everyone thought you were a dickhead.
Well, this
No, they did. They did. Don't try to get around it. They thought you were a dickhead and he asked you not to do it again years later. That's how much he remembers. Years later. He says,
Okay.
don't do that again.
Let's stop the podcast.
That awful thing you did that everyone hated and you pulled your pants down. What was that about? You fucking flasher. Anyway,
Thank you for listening. We're going to go to the
I love you.
Patreon now,
Oh,
and we're going
I've
to
got
talk about the
Edinburgh.
live podcast.
Live pod.
Plug shows.
Oh yeah. So
This won't come out till next week, remember?
that's all right. But anyway, so the last weekend Edinburgh Fringe, that'll be, I guess, or something. But 4:05 every day in Edinburgh, 10:15 every day. I'm going to be talking. We'll talk about the shows on the Patreon. I have a lot of fucking things to say about that, to be honest with you. I lost my mind a bit last night, but and that's it for me for now.
But by the time this comes out, I think the only extra show I'll have left is the big scary one. I'm doing a big massive like theatre in Edinburgh just because I was like, fuck it, well, I'll give it a go. And
Yeah.
I'm really, really scared about it. So please do tell your friends, spread the word. It's on the 23rd of August at 8:20 via Assembly is like the place to get tickets and find out about it.
Yeah.
I
It's
hope
a
you
great
can come
show.
along to that. We're going to talk about the live pod on the Patreon, and also the live pod will be posted on the Patreon this week.
Unreal.
So sign up to the Patreon for that shit and for more
All right.
things. Patreon.com/parenting. Goodbye.
All right,
Good night.
bye-bye.
Thank you.